and welcome to NAFDAC and Your Health. I am your host, Tosin Adebayo. Here, we bring you up to date with NAFDAC's activities with regards to its mandate of safeguarding the health of the nation. On this week's edition of the program, we begin with the NAFDAC Staff Awards and 2022 retirement ceremonies. It was the gathering of those who make the agency thick under one roof to celebrate their milestone achievement.
Today is a day to recognize hard work. It's a day to show appreciation to those who have gone above and beyond the call of duty. And I can hear some people say, I'm not getting an award. Does that mean I'm not working hard? You're working hard, your time will come. I'd like to especially thank the DG for this. Like Nana said at the beginning, she has been consistent in providing the resources that we require for this program, and I think she deserves a round of applause. Please can we give her a round of applause? To our retirees, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for laying the path. Thank you for everything you have taught us. And it's interesting that the two people who are here today representing the retirees, the two directors, I worked very closely with them, and they taught me a lot of things. Most of the things you see today in me are things that I learned from them. Thank you for your mentorship. And this also goes to all the directors who are not just the directors, all the retirees who are not here. No matter what the rank or what the pay there was, they all served meritoriously and gave to this agency to bring it to where it is today.
As part of the occasion to inspire the staff of the agency to professional success, the guest speaker of the day before his speech made a surprise award presentation to the Director General of NAFDAC.
I was mobilized in my spirit to go into the history of NAFDAC when I was asked to come and be a guest speaker, and also to look at the track record of all the DGs, what they have done, vis-a-vis what this one has done. And I made up my mind to do an award of excellence to the nation, to our DG, before I do my job. So I want to please the Directorate to please provide support to the DG as they come to the stage to receive this excellent award to the nation. All the directors, please, can you support the DG to the stage? From all of us from Better Ways Group International, we present this award of excellence and meritorious service to the nation, not just to NAFDAC, to the nation and to humanity, to Professor Mojisola Adeyemi.
In the course of his speech, he admonishes the staff of the agency to make a success of their career, as it is a stepping stone to a fulfilled life.
Once you are succeeding in your career, the tendency to get economic activity to finance other departments of your life is key. There is a spiritual career. There is a marital career. There's marital success. There's spiritual success. There is health success. But the fundamental success that drives other successes is to have economic activity to take care of them.
He also enjoins the staff to run with the vision of the agency in order to successfully impact the well-being of Nigerians.
Every man must set out for a purpose. Vision and purpose is the driver and mobilizer of energy. If there are no purpose, we have no business in NAFDAC. The Act of Parliament created NAFDAC on purpose. By law, you were given a mandate. That mandate is what we are running with. So we can measure how we are doing as we run with the sources, with the vision. So the critical thing in professional life, I'm running out now, is what? Results. Everybody, can we say results? If there's no result, then you didn't do anything. You wasted money, you wasted man-hour, you wasted resources. Once there's no result, whatever you have done can be said to be nothing. I know people always talk about efforts, but until the effort is translated to result, you cannot reward it. You can't nurture and you can't reward.
The ceremony is also spiced up with a cultural troupe dance presentation of Nigeria's diversity. the chief host of the day, the Director General, while addressing the staff, reminds them of how fulfilling it is to grace such occasion, which used to be a uphill task before.
Looking back 5 years ago, we could not hold this recognition award ceremony because we had no money. And I also like what Dr. Dare said about economic success. You use economic success to drive so many successes. That doesn't mean that that is the most important in life, but it is the fuel that drives other things. I'm very, very pleased to see everybody from different parts of the country. I'm very glad to see our recently retired directors and the gaps that they have left. That makes me to have the nostalgia of the times when they were here. They started NAFDAC from the ministry, so they know the history of NAFDAC and they know how far the journey has been up till last year when they retired. I also like what Dr. Dare said about opportunities. Without opportunities, success will be hard to attain. But once the opportunities are given, the determination must be there, and the excellence will then be driven out, or will come out of that determination. And when you now garnish it with delivery, then you see what we are seeing today.
She appreciates the active and retired staff for their impact on the agency.
I've been impacted positively through what the deliveries or deliverables of most of all of us here have been, and the recently retired directors. I've grown a lot over the last 5 years. I've added more to my emotional intelligence, especially working in civil service, and I've seen a lot of us grown. In my second term resumption speech, I underscored human capital. What we are seeing today is the result of human capital. It's the result of focusing and refocusing on our directors, deputy directors, all different cadres, in terms of their delivery. So I'm very, very happy to be here to share this moment.
The ceremony is also an opportunity to celebrate the milestone achievements of the agency and to challenge the staff to do more.
Last year we celebrated our maturity level 3. I can see maturity level 4 in front of us. I can see word listed authority in front of us. And I can see lot release ML4 in front of us. That cannot happen without you. My confidence is in you. We never knew we could get to maturity level 3 that fast. It took Ghana about 13 years to get to maturity level 3. It took us 4 years. It is because of you.
It was time for the awards ceremonies as the retirees received their certificates for meritorious service, one after the other. The Director General's special awardees also took turn to receive their certificates, while distinguished senior and junior staff from different directorates of the agency in the geopolitical zones were also honored.
When the invitation came as an awardee, I was quite surprised and at the same time excited. And it's encouraging and motivating. It makes me to know that one should just be focused and be doing what you are. You may think people are not taking notice of what you are doing, but many times people are.
Today, when I was called out actually to receive this award, I just said, it is really true that hard work pays.
It is a double celebration day for the DG, as she was also honored by the staff for her transformational leadership of the regulatory agency.
That she deserves it. Come on, let's put our hands together for the DG.
To cap it up, the staff took to the dance floor in celebration of their accomplishments for the year 2022. We'll take a short break now. Don't go away. Welcome back. You're watching NAFDAC and Your Health. In fulfilling its regulatory mandate, NAFDAC continues its media sensitization workshop on the dangers of bleaching creams and regulatory controls.
The World Health Organization study in 2018 revealed that use of skin bleaching creams was prevalent among 77% of Nigerian women, which was the highest in Africa, compared to 59% in Togo, 35% in South Africa, and 27% in Senegal. The scary statistics has shown that the menace of bleaching creams in Nigeria has become a national health emergency that requires a multifaceted regulatory approach. Part of the multi-pronged approach are consultative sensitization meetings such as this and heightened rates on distribution outlets of bleaching creams.
This time, it is the turn of journalists in the southwest zone of Nigeria to partake in the program, which has been organized in Lagos, Abuja, and Kano.
Just about a year ago, the 9 correspondents in Ibadan visited my office as a matter of courtesy, precisely in June 2022, and one of the concerns she raised, or the team raised, had to do with cosmetics, the abuses and the misuse of cosmetics, and they were concerned and were asking, what is NAFDAC doing? And I told them that many times we work on the ground, and that at due time, some of our efforts will be projected, not knowing at that time what my Director General was up to. And so, it is therefore my greatest delight to play a host to this innovative and historic program of sensitization on the dangers of bleaching creams and the regulatory measures and strategies to control the misuse or abuse of the product before it becomes imminent.
As change agents, the journalists are not just their stakeholders, you are change agents. And the DD believes that for us to succeed in this campaign, we must first of all recruit the Nigerian journalists to be in the government of the campaign. So this training program is like training the trainer, so that you can return efforts to cascade it, not only in the newsroom, but into the larger Nigerian society. We are using you as a conveyor belt, as a good belt, and a channel for disseminating this information.
The sensitization is a deliberate attempt to get the buy-in of the media in order to reach the people at the grassroots.
Today's sensitization workshop is therefore a fulfillment of my promise to cascade it to the 6 geopolitical zones in the country as a deliberate strategy of mobilizing, educating, sensitizing, and challenging Nigerian health journalists to play frontline role in our concerted efforts to eradicate the menace of bleaching creams and needless waste of scarce resources in Nigeria. When Mr. Hassan said somebody is spending 40,000 naira a month, most Nigerians don't get 40,000 naira per month. But somebody is spending 40,000 naira for cosmetics or bleaching or whatever. If he says, well, I'm spending 40,000 naira for my household for water, I will say, yeah, that makes sense. Maybe you have a lot of people in the house or whatever.
But for something that is going to kill slowly, it is mind-boggling.
It is also a fulfillment of the DG's pledge, which she made at the beginning of her second term, to widen the scope of the agency's sensitization programs to achieve its mandate.
This sensitization workshop is a training of the trainers, with the great expectation that participants will assume role of champions, that the health journalists will assume the role of champions in the vanguard of the campaign against use of bleaching cream. It is pertinent to mention that during my recent press conference in Abuja announcing my second tenure in the office, I promise to continue the transformative agenda of my first tenure, but intensify and widen the scope of our publicity and public awareness campaigns. I wish to assure you that NAFDAC will henceforth constantly engage the mass media as we strive to bring down to the grassroots level positive impacts of our regulatory activities.
Presentation by officials of the agency at the workshop focused on the adverse effect of bleaching creams on the skin.
It's an irony because you want to make yourself be more beautiful. You want to change the tone of your skin. And at the end of the day, like when they start bleaching, they get worse than when they started. And then it never ends because once you start, just like drug addiction, you will have to maintain it to be able to maintain that particular shade that you want. And so it's like a race that never ends. And so like drug addiction we preach, it is like you never start. Because once you start it, it is continual. You have to be continuing to maintain it. And then the danger is that it will have destroyed your skin, it will have destroyed your body.
Safety of cosmetic ingredients was also discussed at the workshop.
We have maximum quantity or percentage that you must include in the various products. It is when the manufacturer, the maker, breach these ones, that is when the challenges now come. Now, a large amount of cosmetics contain potentially harmful ingredients. Already we know that. These harmful ingredients can be inhaled, can be rubbed in the body, or mistakenly swallowed. You say, how can somebody swallow these chemicals? We swallow them. How? You use them in your lips. And no matter whatever you do, there is no way you are going to have them in your lips that is never going to enter into your body. That is why it's very important to know which particular ingredients is the cosmetics. The challenge, just as my colleague have said, is that some of all these ingredients are hidden, embedded in some very funny names that they are not ready to disclose unless you know exactly the synonyms of some of all those chemicals they are using. Then you'll be able to know, say, oh, this is what they are using in this very particular cosmetics.
Nigerians are advised to source the cosmetic products from approved source.
How are your cosmetics sourced? Please make sure your chain is from an approved source. Where do you buy from? It matters. We have the problem of e-commerce. We will address this. We have the capacity. God help us, and we will do it.
In our closing remark, the DG reiterates NAFDAC's commitment to safeguarding the health of Nigerians as she cautions the public to be wary of cosmetics they use.
So whether it is synthetic organic or natural organic, once you mix them together, you don't know where you're going with them. Therefore, we will need to be very, very careful, and that is why this health journalist collaboration is extremely important, because it is word of mouth that does a lot of work. Again, I want us to go out of this place and say, life is beautiful. Life is what all we should give it, but it shouldn't be based on how light is my skin, because at the end of the day, It is not just death. If death is sudden, many people will not worry. But death from cancer, from kidney failure, liver failure, is low many times. The quality of life is cut down. People may pray for death, death will not come. So it's a painful, slow death many times. What do we do? It is to make sure we regulate and control the levels of some of these chemicals. If we go to think of organics, we will not eat at all. But it is at which level? If you drink too much water, you'll have problem. At which level are all these chemicals present in cosmetics? That is what we do. Hydroquinone, for example, there's nothing wrong with hydroquinone if it is used at a level that will not lead to adverse events, serious adverse events.
Here is where we draw the curtains on this edition of the program. Join us same time, same station next week for another informative package. In the meantime, if you have comments, complaints, or you want to report activities of fake drugs or adulterated food product peddlers, our doors are always open. You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email NAFDAC at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email reforms@nafdac.gov.ng or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. NAFDAC, customer focused, agency minded. Importing, producing, distributing and selling fake drugs and cosmetics, adulterated food, and so on are criminal activities that destroy lives. Join the fight against these heinous crimes by reporting any suspicious activity in your area to NAFDAC. Let's join hands to safeguard the health of the nation. See you next week. Stay safe.